in Columbus, Ohio, trying to crack that win column tonight as they take on a familiar foe in the Dallas Renegades.
Quite as significant as it is on those November days when you and Gus and Jenny are freezing in the booth. A little bobble at the 5-yard line for the Jane Harris. And looking for an interview about it. The 32-yard line first down. Off play action with a clean pocket, throws over the middle, catch is made. A right calf injury. We'll see if that impacts him as the night goes on. Hunter able to break initial contact, and a little bit of a shake, breaks another tackle, breaks a third tackle. Day Hunter will not be denied to the 15-yard line.
Well, you've got to contain the edge, and in particular when you're a free rusher off the edge. Watch the right side here, the defense, and he just runs right past him. I believe that was Kenny Willikis, number 48. Beautiful move from Day Hunter. He missed week 1, but each of them
for Austin Reed to work. Play clock just gets that snap off. Reed under pressure, using his feet to try to get away. Buying time, throwing for the end zone. Coming to get it. It's Drake Stoops, and it's a touchdown for the Renegades.
That was a tremendous job for Reed. First getting out of the pocket. Watch the traffic he has to navigate in the pocket. He's going to step up right here. He gets away from the rush, even contact from his offensive lineman. And now the patience to stay behind the line of scrimmage and find Drake Stoops, who does a great job working back to his quarterback, creating some space, and then go down the field for a touchdown. Just a beautiful job right there. Noel Mazzoni loving it. Bailed him out a little bit with that. No,
Oklahoma. Colton Feeker with the extra point, and he just sneaks it
back in Columbus in front of those home fans.
Down to the air for the first time, and a catch made for the first down as he fitted into Kiki Chisholm, number 2. Clinton just gets the snap off. There are the legs on display, but he slid early. He slid about a half-yard shy of the first down, and it's 4th down for Columbus.
And he crossed midfield. So remember, once the ball crosses the 50, you can no longer punt. So they're forced into a situation here for Tedkin where they've got to go for it on 4th and short.
Here you go. McClendon's a big guy, 6'4", 220 pounds. Can he sneak it for the first on 4th and 1?
Right on the left side, he certainly can.
Instead he'll turn, he'll hand it off up the middle, and that is very close. I think he's got it on initial look.
Looks like they gave it to him. They needed to get that ball all the way to the 47-yard line. Does he get all the way there? Boy, that was close.
Right down. Looked like at the 48 is where he went down. And Mike this season. On 2nd down. 9 to go, it's Tawa. Tawa picks his way forward. 3rd and 5. Renegades rush forward. McClendon toss over the middle, and Chisholm's got a first down and more out of bounds at the Renegades 30-yard line.
That's a really nice job. Watching him come from this left side here. Here's your crossing route. McClendon's going to find him, and it's just an easy throw right over here on the right side.
Here you go.
And there was even a little bit of a rub, kind of a pick.
Backfield on 1st and 15. McClendon, pocket collapsing. He's in trouble. McClendon is down. 4-man rush.
And obviously you can kick field goals, but now the ball has crossed the 50, so now the possession is a no-punt possession. And McClendon has taken a sack way outside of the 50. So now they are forced into a situation where on the next...
Play clock was dangerous. They're close to running out again, and the toss over the middle, well short of the first down. I got it. On 2nd down. Floats it off the fingertips of Greg Ward Jr. at the 41-yard line. Would have been a first. Juice Wells, the deep man for the Aviators. He'll field it off his fingertips. A little bobble, picks it up at the 35, and somehow moving it forward. Wells across midfield. He's got all the juice, spinning inside the 30 and out of bounds. He dribbled it to himself and then burst forward into Dallas territory.
It looked like the first hop was going to come right back to him right there, but then he bobbles it, and again it bounces right to him. Before that punt return team can get down there and recover that ball, and then you see the speed on the outside. I tell you, man, that is just such a good return and exactly what they needed after that offensive series kind of fizzles out. Defense gets a 3-and-out.
12's in motion. Defended on first down, the handoff to Quandre White. White with a move, and White tipped it. It's White, and White plunging to the 10-yard line. 3rd and 8. Morton to the air, to the end zone. Incomplete. He wanted Chisholm. It's incomplete. And a flag.
To the pass, holding, defense number 26, half the distance to the goal, automatic first out.
That's Trey Fluellen. So watch 26. Just kind of, yeah, see, kind of grabs him.
What's that? And it's back in there. First and goal. To the goal line and driven back. Zaquandre White so close to 6, about a half-yard shot.
Bingo! Bingo!
Hustle up to the line. It's White once more, going airborne, and White, did he crack the goal line? He did! It's a touchdown! Zaquandre White gets in for 6.
I've never seen a back so animated the play before. He's screaming at his sideline, give me the rock, and then there you see, he reaches out, ball definitely comes out. Okay, it's knocked out by Donald Payne, number 18, but remember, all it has to do is touch that goal line, and right there he secures it. It's definitely across that goal line, touches that goal line, then it gets knocked out. That's a touchdown right there. Very lucky that he's able to control it, touch the goal line before he loses control. But man, what a series and a turn of events for this Aviators.
Pressure again, Reed will run with room, tucks it and motors for a first down and more. And Reed showing off the wheels out of bounds in Columbus territory.
Man, what a great decision. You know, he's so decisive with the ball. He gets rid of it quickly, but even when he decides that he needs to leave the pocket right there, 1, 2, and then he's out, and he protects the ball, and then he sees all of that turf in front of him. He's got blockers down the field, and like any self-respecting quarterback, cleanly goes out of bounds and doesn't take a hit.
Big play, and now 2nd down and 10. Burst for Day Hunter. And Hunter. Play fake, Reed in trouble again. Spinning away. Reed will throw. He's got the first down with a flag down in the secondary. He pocket holds on the run. It's Vaughn. First down and more across the 15-yard line of Columbus. Murray just gets the snap off. Reed to the end zone. Good adjustment and the catch for the touchdown by Emmanuel Butler.
As a quarterback has to be so good, right? So watch right here. He's going to get a defender that's all over his wide receiver, and he knows he can go back shoulder. So he chooses that back shoulder and then throws an absolute dime. That is just brilliantly thrown. Drive it on the back shoulder. Butler falls out of his route, can basically catch it one-handed. And
Speaker for the extra point, and it's a 14-7 lead. It's Lovett on first down, blocking the edge, and Lovett with a good run. 2nd and 11. McClendon with a clean pocket finds Chisholm, and Chisholm able to break free and get extra yardage after the 3rd and 2. McClendon stepping up. McClendon tripped up. He could not get away. Darius Marini got a hand on him and stops him shy of the first down. 4th and 1. Handoff. Lovett spins free. First down, Columbus.
As Levitt goes over to the right side, his initial contact, he's going to be short. He's short right there, and then there's the spin, and he's able to just push.
So maybe our role is blocking.
3rd and 4. London over the middle. First down to the 41-yard line. Catch from Jalen Moore.
Run here.
First down, McClendon on the roll, throwing on the run. Nice catch. 1 minute to play until halftime. McClendon with time over the middle. It's incomplete, and now it's 4th and 8. We'll see what the decision is for Ted Ginn Jr.
And 8, don't you have to get the points?
You don't think that's passing?
Yeah, I mean, at 4th and 3, I could see him go for it.
Did we get one in the second half?
No, it's one challenge the whole game.
I think he wants to challenge that. He wants
It
to
might be
use a
worth
super
it. It's pretty
challenge.
critical. Super challenge.
There it is. They're going to
Pass
challenge.
interference.
Todd Haley kind of talking him into it.
Yeah.
Might be worth it.
Okay, Coach, you're challenging for pass interference on the play. So we have a Columbus challenge for pass interference on the play.
Okay, so
Do we have a number or position or anything?
It's on the receiver, the 22.
pass
Okay,
thrown to
okay.
81.
Gotcha, number
Pass
81,
thrown
you got
to
it.
81.
Columbus is challenging the previous play that there was pass interference. That play's
I think
under
they got
further
something
review.
here, guys.
Okay, so I'm looking at it, Cole. I'm looking at the shots that they're showing on television, the shots that we have. You know, if I piece this together, the contact doesn't look all that severe in one angle, but then you look at the other angle and it really pushes him through the ball. He then has to try to reach behind. It's contact through the back. It's a tight one, and I can see why it wasn't called, but I think it's pass interference. I think so. It's pass interference that occurs at the 20. So it's going to be a spot foul at the 20. Pass interference on number
18.
18. Pass interference on number 18. 1st and 10 at the 20.
After further review, pass interference, defense number 18. Ball is placed at the spot of the foul, automatic first down.
With this fresh set of downs after the penalty. McClendon looking for the sideline adjustment. Did he pull that in on the sideline? What a catch by Kiki Chisholm. It's a touchdown. From a super challenge to 6 points, and Columbus with an extra point of tying this game.
I mean, we might get a challenge from the other side here. I mean, this is wild right here. Watch, Chisholm goes back with one hand. Does he keep this ball off of the turf? How? I think he did, and he catches it as he's hitting the pylon.
I think the pylon
Ruling on
helped
the
him
field
get
is
this
touchdown.
ball
The previous
in.
play is under further review.
So my only question
I
then would just
wanna-
be, like, did he
let's go-
control it before his
I mean,
hands
this is
hit out of
good angles
bounds?
we're going to get, the both angles. That angle doesn't help me, Goldie. This one, I think it's actually the right forearm that hits first. It looks like the right forearm hits before the hand does. I see. If you watch this shot coming right here, watch that forearm hit the ground. It's just a little bit out of view there. One more time, I just want to look and see. I want to look at contact. When does he first possess the ball? Because then we have to determine, was he touched? Because if he's touched, is he out of bounds first before he touches the pylon? Yeah, okay, listen, Cole, this is a really tough one, but that's really an excellent call. I mean, you got the forearm that's actually out of bounds. He bobbled it on the way to the ground, but I think he's really touched first. There you can see the knees kind of touched. So we're going to rule the field. The ruling on the field is going to stand catch down at the 1 foot line. I mean, that's basically where we are at the 1 foot line.
Hang on, though. The ruling on the field was touchdown.
We're
Right?
going to. Okay, the ruling on the field is a touchdown. Thank you, Cole.
Yep. Okay, that's what we're doing. After further review, the ruling on the field stands touchdown.
That's crazy. I mean, that is a wild catch.
Roll of the ball before his forearm hit the sideline. 2nd and 8. Off the play fake, McClendon chased from behind, throwing across his body and complete to Alizé Mack, rumbling inside the 40 and down near the 30.
To his left, and he throws kind of back across his body, and this is just incredible arm talent. This is why a lot of us, you know, thought, hey, if he just gets some experience and some starting,
Cost them that drive. On 2nd and 3, handoff, White bouncing to the edge. White's got a first down. McClendon stepping up. Oh, he got tripped up. He could still get up and now covered finally. He got tripped up. I wonder, remember we saw him earlier with a little bit of a leg cramp.
When he went down, Jake, that looked awkward. Yeah, we're seeing a replay. That had to look awkward.
Third down and 13. McClendon gonna have to take off again. Little stutter step. McClendon gets the edge. McClendon's got a first down. Inside the 10. First and goal, Columbus at the 9. What a run by Jalen McClendon. First and goal at the 9. After the 19-yard run, it's McClendon again. Fumbles the football at the goal line. It's loose, and it's recovered in the end zone by Columbus. It's a touchdown. It ended up in the hands of Alize Mack, and a wild bounce for 6 for the Aviators.
That is an incredible bounce. There's the strip. That's Darius Meringue, and he gets that ball loose. That's the 5th fumble that we've seen from Jalen McClendon this year. That ball hits the turf, and then Alize Mack just working, he's blocking downfield, and then he hustles to the ball, and he's able to just take a seat and secure it for the touchdown. That is incredible stuff. What a series to open this third quarter for the Aviators.
Well, one of the things Jalen McClendon said after last week, he said, obviously, ball security.
That is an incredible bounce. There's the strip. That's Darius Meringue, and he gets that ball loose. That's the 5th fumble that we've seen from Jalen McClendon this year. That ball hits the turf, and then Alize Mack just working, he's blocking downfield, and then he hustles to the ball, and he's able to just take a seat and secure it for the touchdown. That is incredible stuff. What a series to open this third quarter for the Aviators.
Well, one of the things Jalen McClendon said after last week, he said, obviously, ball security is one of the big notes that I've written for myself. And tonight, ball security, it pops out and it bounces right into the hands of
base for Vaughn.
I don't know if they did something wrong in that route concept, but Jake, there shouldn't have been a defender out there. He needs to be cleared out.
Some space down the sidelines. This is the second outstanding return for Antoine Wells. And Wells down near the 24-yard line. There is a flag down on the return from Wells.
We'll pass to Greg Ward on this series.
First down, looking for an open man in Deontay Burnett. The coverage
In the slot, and we know that they love that slot fade. And so they're trying to go to it right away. And Deontay Burnett gets a little bit of an outside release. And then, yes, absolutely, DJ Miller all over him. Right hand on that right shoulder. It's a nice, easy catch, and then you get that rhythm right back.
Reed under pressure, in trouble, and down he goes. Close the door on Reed.
Yeah, the rush in particular in the interior. Walter Palmore, Patrick Jenkins, they've been right in the face of Reed all day long. He's continued to have to move up in the pocket.
Reed to the sideline, gets a good chunk of it back, and then some as he finds Curtis Hodges for the first time tonight.
That's dangerous.
More in motion, hand off, Lovett trying to sweep to the edge, and Lovett, did he stay in bounds long enough to get the first down? He did. Down and 4. Start on the ground in the fourth quarter with Lovett, and Lovett's got a first down and more. He started from the 3-yard line, and they've pulled the ball all the way out near the 35.
Yeah, they're just doing it with the run game. This offensive line is just doing great work, and here he's going to be patient, and then once he finds a seam, he's just going to get vertical right there. Good cut, good vision, poor tackle.
40 yards on the ground and trying to add to it here. On third down, fake the toss. McClendon throws open, and Tawa with a first down near midfield. Outstretched arm.
That is such a good throw. He's got pressure right in his face, and he dumps it over 2 Dallas defenders. Great touch to Toa Tawa, and Toa Tawa is able to get up and run through some contact. He knows he's going to take a little bit of contact from Bauer. Look at this, just a touch pass. It's just like a little free throw right over the top. There's these guys carrying the football.
Now a third quarter, back to the ground again, and look at the power from John.
Stop them running the football, and they're just going to run this ball all the way down the field. Force them to try to commit some safeties to the box. Now you've got time of possession over 30 minutes to only 17 and a half.
Here you go, here you go, here you go.
I go away from the run. They won't here on 2nd and 5, breaking tackles and just pounding forward. Andre White to the 27 and a first down.
Well, now
What's that?
He's 8 of 18 for 85 yards. He's been on the sideline a lot. On the ground again, love it. And again, a first down.
Well, do it.
What's that?
2nd down and 3 to the ground again with Tawa powering through for another first down.
Press.
And there you go.
Oh, you there?
Kev, it's the record. You called it. 42 now rush attempts tonight. UFL record for Columbus.
Here's another one. The 43rd attempt. That one didn't get in. I'll predict we'll see another rushing attempt coming up, Joel.
Well, and now let me go to a point Jake made about just the time, and this is going to be a 2-possession game. You know, unless they miraculously knock the football out. So if they don't score even on the next play, that's advantage Columbus, right? Because now the time is just continuing to tick away for this Dallas team that's going to need the ball offensively twice.
And another injured Renegade. This time it's Donald Payne.
Do they even have enough player? Are we going to get offensive guys out here? Are we going to get like a tight end to play linebacker?
I mean, you're running out of bodies right now. And look at these guys. I mean, you can see it on their faces, in their body language. This has been an exhausting physical toll that's been taken on them by the Columbus Aviators.
"16 plays, 95 yards, and almost 10 minutes off the clock." Remarkable drive.
2 yards away from going from the 3 all the way in for a touchdown.
Did he report? Did he report?
Todd Haley's got to be fired.
Here you go, come on, come on, come on. Here you go,
Second
come
down
on, come
and
on.
goal.
Here you go, hey, one flood tight. Z5, black butter. Monday, ready?
What a march.
Here you go. Set. 180.
Is in the backfield. Gives to Tower. Tower pushing into the end zone, capping a monumental Columbus drive.
Guys, we've been talking about bodies. I think Dallas only had 10 players on the field.
Gives to Tower. Tower pushing into the end zone, capping a monumental Columbus drive.
Guys, we've been talking about bodies. I think Dallas only had 10 players on the field.
By a team that's looking for its first win in franchise history, Reed to the 14-yard line. Reed in some trouble, and down he goes.
He got a fresh defensive line out there, getting after it with the pass rush. And there's Kenny Willikis getting pressure. He came into today's ball game with 10 pressures on the year, one of the leaders in the UFL. Just a high-energy player, and he gets in there. I think Reed was wanting a face mask, and he probably should have gotten one right there. You can see he's on his way down to the ground, kind of begging for that call.
It's under further review.
There's a face mask on the tackle. So it is
There is a
behind the
face
line. We're
mask.
going back to the previous spot. The face mask is on number, get to me that number. It is
48.
48. So it's on number 48. The
48.
ball was snapped at
Okay.
the 38.
13 and a half.
Okay, so we're going
After
13 and a
further
half plus.
review, personal foul, face mask, defense. That 15-yard penalty is enforced from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Turbo shot.
Reed found his open man this time, and it's Ward with a first down.
Call it.
Turbo shot.
On 3rd and 4. Pressure's picked up. Reed will throw. Wide open is Tyler Vaughns, and Vaughns with room to run. Down the sidelines, and Vaughns ushered out of bounds at the 23. First down and 10. Reed Checks it short. Flag is down. Day Hunter to the 7. We'll see about this flag behind the play. Maybe a hold.
Turbo, shot!
Reed batted down at the line. The big paw of Savion Patton swatted it down.
Well, because those big guys have been in his lap
dual
all night
left,
long.
X-Lexus Rose, X-Lexus Rose. Rose! Hey, turbo, shot! Hey!
Austin Reed over the middle. It's intercepted at the 2. Picked off. And looking for room is Smoke Monday all the way out to the 40-yard line.
In front of it, he's trying to get this ball right down the seam, and you can tell he's just forcing it towards the goal line on a long yardage situation, and Smoke Monday plays that perfectly and steps in front for the interception. And this Columbus team is headed for their first victory of the year and their first victory as a franchise. What a night here in Columbus. This is a great football town. Oh, there we go. They got him. His first win. Ted Ginn.
Ted Ginn Jr.
We told you.
His first win. We talked with him this week about his coaching influences. Obviously, his dad, Jim Tressel. He named Ron Rivera. He named Sean Payton and Daryl Hazel. A lot of guys that have influenced him, and now he has a win as head coach in his 4th game at the helm of the Aviators. Columbus goes to 1-3, the first win in franchise history for the Columbus Aviators. They knock off the previously unbeaten Dallas Renegades,
Congratulations.
28-14.
Coach Shake Newhouse is saying, but congratulations, great game. Congratulations, man. Happy for you. All right, all the best. Keep finishing. Ready?
Yeah.
Ready.
All right, let's go down to Jake Butt with a very happy and damp head coach.
All right, Ted, it's been a tough start to the season. You were desperate for this win. It's your hometown. You played here in Columbus. What does this mean for you?
I mean, it mean everything, man. We fought through adversity last week, you know, through the opportunity that I had. You know, we came out, my players played hard, and we're just showing that we've been in this thing since day one.
That's probably one of the most dominant run performances I can remember seeing. What can you say about the offensive rushing attack today?
Well, you know, man, we came out in the 4th. We had the ball, and we knew if we hold the ball, get 5 yards a pop, that we could get the ball back in like 4 minutes and have a victory.
You told us this week, you're so close, you just needed one win. What's next for your team?
Just another win.
How's the ice bath feel?
Oh, it's great. It's my first one.
Congratulations, Ted. Yep.
Well, Ted Ginn Jr., he's had some great successes in his football career, but you know this bath felt especially good. The Aviators get their franchise's first win. We've got more post-game coverage right after this on Fox.
Way to lead your team. Way to lead your team.
Hey, that's how you put together a 50-play drive.
18 plays.
50-play drive.
18 plays. 18 plays.
That's how you fight adversity, bro. I love you. Love you, bro. You already know.
Way to lead your team. Way to lead your team.
Hey, that's how you put together a 50-play drive.
18 plays.
50-play drive.
18 plays. 18 plays.
That's how you fight adversity, bro. I love you. Love you, bro. You already know. Love you, bro. Love you, baby. Love you, bro. Do it. You deserve it, man. I got your back.
The Columbus Aviators in the win column behind a rushing attack for the ages tonight, 28-14 over the Dallas Renegades, and it's the run game that's the whole story tonight, Joel Klatt.
Yeah, it really is. That offensive line was just spectacular, and you know they did everything that they wanted to do. They were pulling guards, running it outside, they were running it inside. They used everybody. You look up at these stats. Lovett had 15 carries. White had 14 carries. Tuataua had 11 carries. McClendon chipped in 7 carries for 42. It was all hands on deck for the 47 rushes, 202 yards on the ground, and one of the most dominant fourth quarter drives you will ever see in any football game.
And Orlando, who will be back on Fox tomorrow at 4 Eastern, they are the lone unbeaten team left in the UFL. UFL's back.